What is up, Konnekt7 Tribe? I am the host of this amazing podcast. My name is Thaddeus Sims, and I would like to welcome you to Season 2, Episode 10, titled You Are Not Alone. Now, before I start the episode, there are announcements and, of course, the fun fact. So the announcement is simply following the new Konnekt7 Instagram page. So there is being revamped, and I will be posting all of the links and video snippets and all of that on there. There will be some surprises later on in the future. So yes, follow the new Instagram page. Also, I am on YouTube now. So for some of you who listen to the podcast and you may not listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Podbean, which I believe you definitely can watch the video on there. But if not, you can definitely see me on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, I'm on there now. So you can like, comment, and subscribe on there. And if you're not sure what the link is, all of the links will be in the description of the episode. So that's it for the announcement. The fun fact, I ask that you all bear with me because this is a word. So here we go. Paraskavedekatriophobia is the fear of Friday the 13th. A few famous people are stricken with this absurd phobia, such as Franklin Roosevelt and, surprisingly enough, Stephen King. So yeah, paraskavedekatriophobia. Yeah, look that up. And if y'all want the spelling of that, it is Paraskavedekatriophobia. So that's a sentence. I wouldn't say that's a word. That's a sentence. So, okay, let's get into this episode because I'm really excited to help you all with this. So, if you have not listened to the last episode, I highlighted who the Konnekt7 Tribe is, our characteristics, and so forth. So, I've been saying that I'm going to focus really on just helping the tribe from the episodes forward. And this is going to be the first episode that we do that. So one of the characteristics is feeling alone. And we're going to talk and help everybody in the tribe with this because it's more to that than the feeling alone. And this is things, or these solutions will actually help you ease out of that. And you'll find that we actually have control over that. So there are 4 things. But first, let me talk about this not alone part and all of that. So in the tribe, we feel like we're alone sometimes. And as y'all know, my notes are down here. But yeah, in the tribe, we feel like we're alone. And sometimes we feel like that because we're amongst most of our friends. But what's really happening is that we're surrounded by friends who aren't on the same wavelength of things that make us come alive, the things that truly make us just connect and just get the energy that we crave. So here's what you do about that. Because anybody in the tribe, we've all experienced this before. So let me help y'all with that. There are 4 things. So I'm talk about the first one. So the first thing is you got to speak up. That's kind of simple, but you really just got to speak up about the things that make you feel alive. And when you do that, 1 or 2 things are going to happen. The first one, 1 or 2 things are going to happen that's going to be in your favor. That's the big key. In your favor. The first thing is they'll probably not resonate with pretty much what you're saying. And that's good. That's really good. And you're probably looking at me like, how is that good? It's good. The reason why is because you'll know that you can't do that with them. You know that you can't talk about those subjects with them. And that's okay. You want to move on. And what I mean by move on, it does not mean to cut them off, stop hanging out with them or anything like that. It just simply means, hey, these are the friends I can't really connect with on that level. That's okay. The other things that y'all normally do, keep up with that. Keep doing that. But you can't talk about those subjects. So don't force it. Don't try to make them get into it. Don't try to wake them up to certain subjects. They'll either get there on their own time or they won't. Because if you keep trying to get them on there, you're going to keep easing yourself into that alone box. I promise you. And you're going to be feeling some type of way. You don't want to do that. Been there, done that, and lots of other people in the tribe been there, done that. It ain't the best. The second part of that is you'll start attracting people on that same wavelength. So most likely they're a random stranger. You're going to meet them probably in a random place. Very strong synchronicities are going to be happening at the same time, but you just know it's not a coincidence. And when that happens, vibe with them, connect with them. Obviously feel the energy out. That's what we do in the tribe. We feel people's energy before we let them have access to us, but obviously do that. You know what I mean? But when it happens, vibe with them, connect with them. This actually leads to the second point, right? So the first point was you got to speak up about the things that make you feel alive. The second point is to go to places that gives you life. You'll meet other people there. So be open and connect. Now, the problem with us, not them, with us, is that we guard our energy so much that we don't let the gates and walls down for us to connect with new people. And what I mean by that is we're so used to not letting people come in because either they're like vampires, or some people, they just come for our energy to disappear, or we just don't mesh, right? But when you meet these new people and things like that, bring the walls down a bit, to where you feel good and stuff like that. I would say bring it down to a level to where you're approachable, because we all pick up on energy, right? Some people may seem oblivious, but they do. Be approachable, like bring your walls down at least to that degree. And when people come up and talk with you, connect with them, vibe with them, ask them questions. That's another issue with us, is that some of us, we're so used to being alone that when people are actually trying to connect with us, we don't ask questions. Ask questions, show interest, connect. Part of connecting is asking questions, but bring the walls and bring the guards down to the point to where you're approachable. Obviously, yes, feel the energy, but don't be so, I'll let people up to me, right? That's one of our issues. That's one of our problems that we have to work on. So we have to be open. We have to be approachable. We have to ask questions, right? This helps us to connect with these other people. And you're going to see all of this is going to come together with you not being alone. Because when you're connecting with new people in places that give you life, you have a good chance and a good opportunity to connect with someone who gives you that energy, who gives you that crave, right? Something you've been craving, like connection, that meaningful connection, right? They're able to talk about those things that interest you, right? So you meeting new people and you're able to give them energy and things like that, vice versa. So that's going to help you ease out of feeling like you're alone, because you're going to work and connect with people on that wavelength. Now, this is going to tie into the third thing, which is listen to your intuition. I can make a whole episode on this, but listen to your intuition. Your intuition will be your best guide to places you need to go and people you need to meet. I will elaborate on this. Most of us in the tribe, we usually are doing something, be it a business or a project or a book that we're working on, or music, whatever it is. There's some things that we're doing, and sometimes our intuition may tell us, hey, stop, like go somewhere different, do something different, do something out of the ordinary. Hey, call that person that you haven't talked to in a while. It random, but just call them, send them a text message, see how they're doing. Listen to your intuition, because when you're on this wavelength, most of us in the tribe, we just have this intuition or just something, or we'll call it coinkydinks, but they're not coinkydinks. Well, things that just happen, right? When you listen to them, something is telling you, hey, This is going to be beneficial for you if you go over here. Listen to that. Now, what happens is that we can get so caught up in what we're doing that we're saying, nah, I'm going to stop this. Or, sorry, no, I'm not going to stop this. I have to do this. I have to do Y. I have to do Z. I have to do 3, 4, and 5. Right? And then I'll do this feeling that's coming to me. No. When that feeling is happening, listen to it. It may need you to do it right then and there. Right? And what'll happen is, like I said, it will guide you to places you need to go. You may have been thinking of, needing a little break or needing a little inspiration, or you may feel stuck, right? Whatever it is, your intuition may say, hey, go to a float tank and go do a float tank. And you're like, a float tank? I don't know about that. You happen to look and boom, there happens to be some special sale or something like that, or a new float tank near you or something, whatever it is that just opened up and you get to go try it. You go there and you find some people, really cool people. You have a really great experience. It was everything that you needed and then some, right? Or there's people you need to meet. You may go to a place, don't know why, or you may just feel you need to go for a walk, a bike ride, whatever other activity that y'all do in different places of the world. And when you do that, you get to meet certain people that you would have not met if you was to stay your ass home. So when you get your ass out of the house and you do what you need to do and just listen to your intuition, probably get that coffee or get that drink or whatever, you might meet a couple, you might meet a person, and they may say, hey dude, hey girl, or however y'all speak, everybody speak differently now, but hey, you have da 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 da, or hey, I seen you. I'm telling you, things will happen. And when you do it, it will be in your best interest to listen. So when your intuition is telling you to do things, listen. Me personally, a lot of people don't like this word, but I say submit to your intuition. That's a bold word, but I promise you, your intuition ain't lying to you. It's helping you. So most of the time, my intuition may tell me, dude, I know what you're doing. That's great, but I'm gonna need you to not do that. Just to give you guys a common example is, I know like some people, I think they do pleasure first and then business or something like that. Everybody's pleasure is different. Let me say that. But for me, it was playing the game. And I forgot that when I played the game, it literally just gave me life. And it was like therapy and things like that for me. And when I did that, I also found that it recharged my creativity. But what happened with that is playing the game, it allowed me to connect with other people who were, playing different games. And we started talking about different subjects, which actually happened to help with some of the things that I'm doing. And it was just like, I'm glad I listened. My intuition was like, hey, before you work on that, you should probably play your game first and then work on this. And a lot of things just happen. So I'm telling you guys, submit to it. Now, the fourth thing is stay in contact with people on your wavelength, right? So don't get so busy that you don't socialize. That's important. We're social creatures, and social activities not only are healthy for us, but the people on your wavelength oftentimes can help you progress further along and much faster and better than you doing it by yourself, right? Again, we get so caught up with stuff, with what we're working on, that we have to find harmony with the social time. It's healthy. We need it. We're social creatures. We're interdependent, okay? Most of us in the tribe want to be independent, which is great, but that also goes against our natural, way of things. We're social creatures. We need each other. So yeah, and for some of y'all who's saying, well, I don't really need nobody, I'm like, well, somebody keeping that internet on, somebody is keeping that, making sure that service of yours is working, somebody has made that app you're using for whatever it is. You need people. So whenever you get out that delusion that you don't, we're here to help you. So what I mean by that is staying in contact with the people on your wavelength. They're going to help you progress further along. Now, you might be feeling stuck. You may be feeling frustrated. You actually might be feeling good. Hell, you might be feeling on fire. But staying in contact with those people who are on your wavelength, they're going to help you. So if you're on fire, they may add on to the fire. Hell, they may say, oh, you know what? That's really good. You're doing that. Hey, let me do something for you. Let me congratulate you. Let me get you a gift for all the hard work that you've been doing. You're like, wait, what? Like, yeah, like I know that you've been working really hard on this, and I know you've been doing your own thing, but I just wanted to just show you, like, hey, I appreciate you for doing the hard work. I'm one of your greatest cheerleaders. Here, I wanted to, take you to one of your favorite places. I know it's not much, but you did two goals. I remember you were talking about. They may seem small to you, but I was really excited that you hit those goals. So I wanted just to treat you just for achieving that. Most people don't do that, right? But those people on that wavelength of yours who feel you and get you, they'll do different things. Or flip side, you may feel stuck. You may feel like something's not happening. You stay in contact with those people who are on that wavelength. I guarantee you they're going to say something that's going to help you, because those of us in the tribe, when we connect with other people in the tribe, we all have something that we can learn from each other. And once that happens, we're progressing. We move much further. We get much further ahead than doing it by ourselves. So you have to stay in contact with the people on your wavelength. This does not mean that you ignore your other friends. You can still hang out with them, like I said earlier, but keep that contact high. Now, granted, some of us are busy, some of us have our things, but we in the tribe will make priority when it comes to us furthering along and or helping other people who are helping themselves too. So that's the thing. So that's very important. Now, I say all of this literally because doing these steps will ease you out of that loneliness we experience from time to time. That loneliness creeps up on us when we're by ourselves and we get so distracted and we're not doing the things that we're supposed to do, i.e. socializing with other people. That's the whole thing about Konnekt. We have to connect with people. That's the whole thing about this podcast. It's helping you all connect with those around you. All of us try to do things by ourselves. It ain't gonna work. We get so busy in things, we still need people. We're trying to do X, Y, and Z, but we're neglecting ourselves. And we have those people on our wavelength who just pick up on this. Like, you will find, I promise you, those people on your wavelength, we all have our own little superpowers and abilities. We'll hit each other up and we're like, I had a feeling to call you. What's up with you? Or I sense you have some things going on. What's happening with you, right? And I get it sometimes too. I have some friends, they'll hit me up and they're like, oh, hey bro, how's it going? I'm well, it's okay. How about you? And they're like, nah, I don't want to talk about me. The way you said that, what's going on with you? I'm like, it's nothing. And they're like, bro, shut up and say it. I'm like, oh, well, this happened, right? It's important, guys. It's going to help. It's going to ease you out of that, because when we're by ourselves, right, things happen. We get so stuck in things. We get so stuck in our lives. We're in a fast-paced like world right now, to where we're trying to juggle work, business, life, social stuff, health, internal things we're experiencing, family, friends, all of that in between. And sometimes that can be overwhelming, right? And sometimes doing all of that and then trying to get help, and you're doing it with people who are not on that wavelength, let alone the people who are not giving you that life, that can put you in a very strong state of like, nah, I gotta be by myself. And that's a big thing. That's a really, really big thing. And what I want to say, which is a big ass word of advice, some wisdom for you all, is that do not confuse solitude with loneliness. I don't want y'all to ever confuse that. Solitude is great. That's when you need to go be by yourself. It's important that you recharge, get what you need, but don't confuse that with loneliness, because that's a whole different ball game, right? And that loneliness, these are things that I have come to discover in the tribe, and I'm going to tell y'all that nobody else probably have told y'all, is that it's stuff that we done impose on ourselves. It's stuff that we can fix. All of these steps that I told you guys is things that you can do right now. I come to find that the loneliness that we experience in the tribe is that It's all our fault. Really, I'm just gonna keep it blunt with you. But we can do things about it. You know, I will admit also too, there are like some of us just don't really know this, and that's why it's good to connect with other people on your wavelength, because we all have something or solutions to problems or challenges that maybe you may not understand, but I may understand. And I'm like, oh yeah, just do this. And there's problems or challenges. I don't like problems. There may be challenges that I may have that you have a plethora of solutions for. And that's how we work and get out of this. And you will find when you're doing this, you're connecting with these people. Next thing you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks go by, and you're like, oh wait, I remember when I was feeling this whole loneliness thing, but that I don't even feel like that's me no more. Like I feel like I'm a completely different person. And that's because you're really doing what you need to do. You speaking up, right? You're going out, you're going to places. That gives you life. You're listening to your intuition. You're staying in contact with these people. You're being social. You're doing what you're naturally supposed to do as a social creature. When you're not social and you're by yourself, you'll start to ease into that door of loneliness. And when you're there, a lot of stuff starts creeping up and it can F you up, right? So with that being said, guys, that's really it. Just follow those 4 steps. I promise you, it will help you out big time. I've been there. I've done that. I was always thinking, I know I'm different, everybody different, but most of the stuff is our fault. And the sooner you accept, like, for me, everybody different, but I'm gonna just tell you what happened with me. I just tell myself that everything is my fault because I have the power to fix it. And so when I know, I'm like, okay, I've contributed to this some way, somehow. Let me figure out how I did this. Oh, okay, I did this. Okay, change. I'm good now. So with that being said, that was it for that part of the episode. Now, let us get into the gut check, because it has been a very long time, I think, since I did a gut check with you all. So, if you'd like to brace yourselves, by all means, but I'm not going to give you no time. So here we go. I'm going to say this first, then I'll elaborate, and I'll probably repeat. I want to make sure y'all get this. If when you're alone and the real you is either rewinding the past or worried about the future, you won't find peace and you're less powerful. You're the most powerful you're the most powerful, aware, and in sync when you're in the moment. So let me elaborate. When you're by yourself, you're with the real you. So that's with nobody in the room, door closed, you take a breather and you go into your thoughts and stuff like that. That one without the mask, to the world. Yeah, that one. Yeah. If you're constantly thinking about the past, stuff that's happened to you, unresolved things that's happened to you, things you knew you should have been working on, but you haven't been, you just didn't know how to, whatever it is, if you're constantly thinking about that, yeah, ain't good for you. Flip side, if you're worried about the future, and let me explain a little bit about worrying about the future. Worrying about that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, I need to save, or whatever it is. Worrying about the future a lot of the times can be spoken, I'm probably saying that wrong, but can be translated into, I'm not where I want to be, or I don't have what I need to have right now, or I should have been much further along. I need to do this. I need to have this by then. You're worried about the future. And what that means is if you're in either or, you won't find peace, and you're literally less powerful. The power that you have when you're the most powerful is when you're in the moment. And when you're in the moment, you're aware, you're in sync, right? A lot of people I have noticed, when it comes to in the moment, it just goes over their head. The best way to elaborate on the in the moment thing is literally taking a deep breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. Do that 3 times, reset, and ask yourself this simple question. What is it that I need to be aware of in this moment? And it will either come to you via a feeling, a visual, a vision, a thought, maybe a sound, an idea, whatever it is, let it come to you, and just do it and stay there. I always say talk to yourself so you can stay in the moment. If it comes to you as in you need to probably eat something, talk to yourself. Well, what is it that I need to eat? And just let it come to you. I want something green. Okay. What type of greens do I want? Do I want kale? Do I want watercress? Do I want a salad? Green onions? And just go with it. Let it come to you. Speak to yourself. Talk to yourself. You're a multi-dimensional being. Talk to yourself. It's okay. You do it all the time. Talk to yourself. And once you do that, that helps you to stay in the moment. When you do that, that also does not mean to worry about where you got to be 20 minutes from now. What you probably should have did 2 hours ago, right? Stay in that moment. And when you do that, you will find that maybe ideas or solutions will just pop into your head. You're opening yourself up. You're in the moment to be aware. And that is how you stay in the moment. Listen, ask yourself those questions. Obviously, breathe first, then ask yourself the question and do it, right? I will admit, it's hard to do 24/7. We got work. It's a fast-paced society, But if you can practice that, like with anything, with practice over time, you'll master it. So with that being said, guys, there is no advice column. That's it. I wanted to create this episode to help you guys. Let me know what you all think. Leave a comment down below wherever you're listening to. And with that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, morning, night, twilight, wherever you are in the world. And a shout out to Germany. I seen that pop up on listeners. So wherever you are, thank you. I definitely appreciate you all. There is definitely another country that popped up as well. I can't remember at the moment, but I do appreciate you all tuning in from all across the world. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to really just connect. Really, I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to really just speaking with you all. Yeah, Tuesday. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your time, and I will talk to you soon. All right, guys, later.